Hi everybody, welcome back. Recently I've been getting a lot of questions about masterminds. Masterminds are an incredibly powerful thing. I've been part of a number of masterminds over the last 3 or 4 years, and I recently had a network connection join a mastermind of ours. And she has been in the agency and the corporate world for a long period of time and had just started her entrepreneurial journey. And she said she could not believe that she had never heard of masterminds before, or how powerful this experience was affecting her business and her motivation and her learning curve. So I wanted to talk to you about masterminds today. So what is a mastermind group? A mastermind group is a group of people that helps each other sharpen their business skills and their personal skills. It's kind of a combination of brainstorming and education and peer accountability and support and inspiration and networking, kind of all wrapped up into one. So what is the purpose of masterminds? Well, masterminds really put your entrepreneurial journey on steroids. Members challenge each other to set goals and then hold each other accountable to achieving those goals. Basically, masterminds really help you achieve success. So who joins them? Well, entrepreneurs, business people, creative professionals, people from just about every industry get involved in mastermind groups. Even people who work for companies or work for agencies, work for other people, may get together into masterminds in order to improve their skills, in order to grow in whatever career or whatever endeavor they're involved in. So why would you want to join one? Well, the reason to join a mastermind is pretty simple. If you want to learn more, if you want to succeed faster, if you want to get motivation and get accountability for achieving your goals, if you want to build your network, if you want to meet other people who are really serious about their business and serious about achieving their professional goals, you should get involved in a mastermind. So how can you find an existing one? Well, one way to find them is to go on things like LinkedIn groups or Facebook special interest groups. You can join larger scale paid mastermind communities. There are mastermind communities that you pay an annual fee, and that mastermind group might have 100, 200, 400 people in it led by a particular leader. And then you can also find mastermind groups that are associated with professional organizations. So designers might look to the AIGA for suggestions on masterminds they could join. You can also ask around at conferences or trade shows or events if anyone else is involved in a mastermind and try to get into an existing one that way. So what happens if you can't find one? Well, what I would suggest is that you start your own. How do you start one? Well, you want to talk to your professional network. You want to kind of reach out on social media, reach out on LinkedIn, reach out to your network connections. Ask people who are in business, who are in professionally focused groups or online communities, who are in your industry and also in other industries if they might be interested in joining a mastermind group. So how many people should you have in your mastermind group? Well, I suggest generally about 8 to 10. If you get above 10, it gets to be too many people to get to in a shorter period of time when you're meeting. And so you want to have enough that there's enough variety and enough input of different ideas, but then you don't want to have so many that it's difficult to get to everybody. Now next, you want to find a space to meet. You can meet in a physical space, so you could, rent a conference room in a co-working space or in a hotel, or you can meet in someone's conference room in their office. You can even meet, if it's convenient, in someone's home. Now this is if all the people in your mastermind group are in close physical proximity to each other. Now, more often than not, though, masterminds happen in the virtual world. They happen through Zoom conferences or Google Hangouts or group Skype calls. This makes it easy for participants to be across the country or even across the globe. So what kind of people do you want in your mastermind group? Well, it's good to have a couple people who are in your industry so you can get ideas and have people to react to what you're doing who really understand your industry, and you can get ideas and see how they're progressing in theirs. But it's also great to have people in other industries or other categories who are still entrepreneurs and still doing the same sorts of marketing and branding activities, but they're doing it in other categories to add different perspectives and bring a different level of expertise and a different application of that knowledge to the group. And you want to find people who are ambitious, who are engaged, who are serious about what they're doing, who are driven. And you also want to find people who will make a serious commitment to attending over a long period of time, because developing relationships within a mastermind group over a long period of time as it relates to achieving goals and setting goals is really important. Now, what are the formats of mastermind groups? So what actually happens in the mastermind? Well, generally there's a leader or a facilitator. This can be the same person every week, or you can share and change over who's going to lead the group periodically. Now, there's also generally a timekeeper for that group. So someone is watching the clock to make sure that you go through the schedule of the things that you're going to do and nothing runs too long, and that you also get to everybody. So having a timekeeper that can rotate is a good idea. And the format is generally you start off with 5 or 10 minutes of quick wins. So everyone shares very quickly what their quick wins for the last week or 2 weeks have been. And then for the majority of the period of time, you have someone on what's called the hot seat, where you take either an individual who's got a particular business problem or needs some input on what they're doing, or you surface a particular topic that everyone will share about and offer ideas around. And then at the end of the meeting, the last 5 or 10 minutes, you set goals for the week or the next 2 weeks to come, whatever the frequency of the mastermind is. So people share things like technology, they share things like best practices and knowledge and ideas and resources and solutions to people's problems, or ideas for other people on how to achieve their goals. So should you be in more than one mastermind? At the beginning, I would suggest probably not. They can take a lot of commitment and a lot of focus to be part of a mastermind, and you don't want to have to try to develop deeper relationships with too broad a group of people too quickly. So start with one, and if you feel like you really have the bandwidth, or if you feel like you really need the input, a broader range of input, then get involved in another one. My experience with masterminds has been incredible. I've been in about 3 or 4 masterminds over the last 4 or 5 years, and I have found them to be super powerful. They have added jet fuel to my growth as an entrepreneur. I've met really great and really talented people, and I've gotten perspectives that I never would have gotten any other way. I've gotten to know a lot more specialists, so writers and coaches and software developers and strategists and researchers. I've broadened my network significantly, and they have also gotten to know me, and I have been added to their networks. And so having people and network connections in other professions who are building brands and doing marketing can be really, really helpful. Now, one of the things that can happen in masterminds, although it's not the focus of what a mastermind group is about, is that you can give or you can get new business leads. It very often happens that new business leads or new business opportunities or contacts come into the meeting in one way or another, even though that's not supposed to be the focus of a mastermind. I have found that hands down, masterminds have been the most powerful thing in my business since I have gone out on my own and since I have started a more entrepreneurial level journey. So I really encourage you to explore the idea of getting involved in a mastermind if you can. Now, I also did a video called The Power of Masterminds a number of months ago, and if you haven't seen that video, that might be something that you want to check out. I share even a little bit of more information about masterminds in that video. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video on mastermind groups, and if you did, please hit subscribe below so you can see my videos when they come out, and make sure to hit that notifications button so when I go live or when a new video gets posted, you'll get notified. And thanks again for watching. Bye for now.